Aside from the largest shopping mall in the United States, Minnesota is also the home of the first enclosed shopping mall in the U.S. The Southdale Center in Edina opened in 1956. Also in 1956, Elvis Presley appeared on The Ed Sullivan Show on September 9th. 83% of American households watched. 83% of Americans aged 65 or older have grandchildren. I would have thought it was higher. Speaking of grandchildren, do you want to play like you are a royal grandchild and partake in the magic of Balmoral Castle? A select number of holiday cottages are available for rent on the estate throughout the year. Visit in August when the Queen makes her annual retreat. It turns out that in August 1948, Cleveland, Ohio recorded their highest temperature ever of 102 degrees Fahrenheit. Cleveland, Ohio is where the term rock and roll originated. It was coined by Alan Freed. Also, Cleveland is the home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The first musician inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was St. Louis, Missouri native Chuck Berry in 1986. Minnesota native Bob Dylan referred to Chuck Berry as the Shakespeare of rock and roll. And now for today's most smartest question. Minnesota is referred to as having 10,000 lakes. How many lakes does the state actually have? 9,872, 12,000, 11,842, or 10,000 like they're supposed to. Shakespeare was born in Great Britain in 1864. He is known for having written Hamlet. Hamlet is recognized as the basis for Disney's The Lion King. The song Can You Feel the Love Tonight from The Lion King was written and performed by Elton John. Elton John is one of few artists who have won an Oscar, a Tony, and a Grammy. However, he has not won an Emmy for television, although he was nominated. Winners of all 4 of the awards for movies, television, music, and stage are called EGOT winners. There are 16 EGOT winners. Funny man Mel Brooks is a notable standout on the list of amazingly talented artists. Works done throughout his career have grossed Mel Brooks $2.3 billion. $2.3 billion is the combined population of the largest 4 countries in the world: China, India, the United States, and Indonesia combined. Indonesia is comprised of 17,508 individual islands. One of these islands is Komodo Island, made famous because of one of its inhabitants, the Komodo dragon. The first mention of a dragon in ancient Greek literature occurs in the Iliad by Homer, in which King Agamemnon is described as having a blue dragon motif on his sword belt and an emblem of a 3-headed dragon on his breastplate. Another famous Homer is the dad on The Simpsons. Homer's son on The Simpsons is named Bart. BART is also an acronym for the Bay Area Rapid Transit System, the light rail subway system in San Francisco, California. San Francisco is very often credited as where the first fortune cookie was made rather than China. Actually, fortune cookies originated in Japan as far back as the 1870s. Salmon sushi was introduced to the Japanese by Norway in the 1980s. The Sami people are the indigenous people of Norway. They date back more than 10,000 years in the country. They are generally reindeer herders to this day. The most famous reindeer are, of course, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen, and Rudolph. Speaking of Comet, Halley's Comet was last seen in 1986. Prior to that, it visited Earth in 1835 and 1910. Writer and humorist Mark Twain was born in 1835 and passed away in 1910, both years of Halley's Comet visits. Mark Twain is perhaps best known for his 2 books, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. True huckleberries, yes, there is an actual berry, only grow in the wild and are the state fruit of Montana. Montana was the first state to elect a woman to Congress in 1916, before women could even vote in the United States. Her name was Jeanette Rankin, and she was re-elected to Congress in 1940. In 1940, the average annual income in the United States was $1,368, or about $24,500 today. $24,500 is the cost for a resident student to attend one undergraduate year at the University of New Mexico. United States Route 66 winds through Albuquerque, New Mexico, the home of the University of New Mexico. Route 66 is 2,278 miles long. Approximately 85% is still drivable today. It stretches from Illinois to California. If Route 66 were in Europe, it would stretch from Paris, France, to Rome, Italy, to Berlin, Germany, and back to Paris. Paris, France has only one stop sign in the entire city. The stop sign became an octagon in 1935 because it took less material to make, and there were more stop signs than other traffic signs. The octagon shape saved money. The opposite of saving money is using your credit card at a fast food restaurant. Studies show that you will spend 50% more than if you used cash. In 2019, $130.4 billion was spent at McDonald's worldwide. $130 billion is the same amount that Bill and Melinda Gates will split during their impending divorce. At Microsoft, Gates used to memorize employees' license plates to keep tabs on their comings and goings. Speaking of license plates, a potato was the first graphic on a license plate in 1928 in the state of Iowa. In Iowa, there are 4 hogs for every 1 human. What about corn? Mangalitsa and Berkshire are considered the best pork in the world. Berkshire originates in England and Mangalitsa in Hungary. In Hungary, it is considered rude to clink your beer glasses. The oldest beer brewery in the world dates back to the year 1040. It is in Bavaria. And the most smartest answer today? Minnesota actually has 11,842 lakes. I guess 10,000 fit on a license plate better. The original Budweiser beer is brewed in what is now the Czech Republic. It has been brewed there since 1265, a full 600 years before the Budweiser name was used by Anheuser-Busch. The two companies have been in a trademark dispute for many years. Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri is the home of the St. Louis Cardinals professional baseball team. In the 1987 World Series, the St. Louis Cardinals were defeated in Game 7 by the Minnesota Twins.